Guys, we'll be starting in 1 minute, so please let your friends know about this event and get them also to it. Okay, so let's begin. Hello there, welcome one and all. Today is 5th December, and today GDSE PCC is marking its third anniversary. And to mark this, we are having a roadmap session, the roadmap to Android, and also to mark the start of ASJ, Android Study Jams. Welcome one and all to this session. For this session, we have an amazing speaker, a very experienced speaker, Kishan Patel, who is the head of product at Doubt Connect. He also is the founder of Android Dev Masterclass, where he helps students to build fully native Android applications right from scratch. Android Study Jams are nothing but a series of study groups, workshops, and sessions organized by facilitators from a GDSE campus. Over here, in this case, we have a very talented Amit and Sahil. These facilitators will help students kickstart their Android learning using Kotlin. Students will learn how to develop their very own and their very beautiful and functional Android apps. So let's begin. Yes, Kishan, I think you can take over now.
Thanks, Vipula, for that wonderful introduction. So let me know if you guys can see me. Yeah, I'm visible to you guys, right?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so hello, hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the core team at GDSC PCC for inviting me and for inviting me to this event for the Android Study Jam event. So, hello everyone. I hello everyone. So let's start with my introduction. So I'm Kishan Patel. I am a final year undergrad student, and I'm living in Mumbai. So I'm a final year undergrad student at Pillai College of Engineering and Technology, and basically I am also the ex-head of product development at Doubt Connect, where I led three major teams, namely Android, Web, and AI team. And inside the AI team, we also had uh, various people. Like the whole team consists of various people from all around India, and we also had some. Also had the opportunity to head some of the people from IIT Kharagpur. So, yeah. And then I am also the founder of Learn Bytes, or the Android Master Class. So basically, at Learn Bytes, we basically help students to learn different domains like web, Android. So first of all, we have started with Android development. So we help them create and build full stack applications, Android applications. And I'm also the joint chairman at CSI PHCT. So CSI is just a diverse developer club, just like yours. So just like GDSC, PCCE, and they help students to share their knowledge with peer-to-peer events and everything, and so basically learn and grow together. And I am also the CS topper at 12 CBSE. I was a CS region topper in Navi Mumbai. So that's about myself, my introduction. So today we are going to talk about why Android, like why you should start with Android, and what are the internships and job opportunities you have by learning Android. So first of all, let's answer this question: why should you learn Android? So for now, like there are more than 2.6 billion active users on the Android platform. So there are 2.6 billion active Android phones, which are on monthly basis. So that is a lot of phones. And also when you create an app, it would be very easy for you to create it and scale it to by having a not having a second thought that how will you be able to make sure that everyone uses it. Because I think that when you're creating an app for example, you're creating an app, then that app would be used by your neighbor which is living just beside you, and also it would be used by the watchman at a society or house which is guarding your home. Because I think that 90% 90% of houses or households have at least one Android device at their home. So you will be reaching out to them. And Android actually, um, due to COVID, due to COVID-19, um, everyone, like the industry and every sector has been affected, and they know the importance of technology. We have learned that, and we all know without our Android phones, it would be hard to actually get through COVID. Then, so that is the importance of Android. And also, as I was saying about the industry, so there are various, um, uh, the mobile industry is basically leading, okay, like it is growing rapidly. So there are various opportunities like for internships and jobs also. So yeah, now let's have a look at that. So about the internships and jobs, if you might have seen that every industry, if you see in every industry, they have their Android apps. Okay, like let it be the finance industry, let it be the grocery industry, or like home to home delivery apps and everything. So they have, mostly they have the Android apps, and they are ruling the industry or the sectors with that. So that is one thing. And if you might have recently seen one of the biggest IPOs ever, uh, there were two giants. First one was Paytm, and the second one was Zomato. So if you might have heard of them, the IPO which was conducted in this year itself. So those are the biggest IPOs. And if you know that Paytm and Zomato they have the businesses on their Android apps, or basically their apps. So they have the whole business around the apps itself. So for that, this is where you guys come in. So for that, they need Android developers to keep on adding new features so that they get good engagement rates and everything, and also to keep it updated with the new Android versions. So that's why they need Android developers. And also the small startups, SMEs, and everyone, they are growing, and they also need special Android apps and everything. So if you look out on LinkedIn or Twitter, if you looked out for Android intern jobs or internships, then Android developer intern, then you'll be finding that there are a lot of opportunities there. Like even if you put it on LinkedIn, you'll get a lot of jobs which you can apply for. So those are the internship job opportunities. Now let's have a look at Now, if you are clear, like why should you learn Android, then which programming language do you use for that? So you have two options. Uh, First one is Java. So Android can be built, an Android app can be built using Java or Kotlin. So let's say, for example, we uh, the thing which I like most about Kotlin is that the Kotlin is the official language for Android, and it has been declared by Google in 2017. So every library which is being updated, or every Android version which is being updated, would be fully functional and related and to Kotlin, first of all. So whenever they put the first release of any version, it is directly compatible with Kotlin. So that is the best advantage. Second thing, if you have, let's take an example about Zomato itself. So Zomato had, for example, 1,000 files, okay, 1,000 Java code, and it was over a million lines of code. And they had to, so basically they had their build time. Okay, so now what is build time? So whenever you write a program, okay, you have written a program with 3 lines, let's say. So you have to compile it first before you run it. Correct. So when you compile it, okay, the time taken to compile that whole program is known as the compilation time. So in Android, we like put it as the build time. So the build time for those 1,000 files in Zomato app was huge. And when they converted their whole app from Java to Kotlin, you would be surprised to know that the build time was reduced by 90%. So that that is much how fast Kotlin is in the build time perspective and everything. And the other main 2 points which I think are the scalability, and also the it is very easy to use first of all, and you have to just write very small piece of code to run it. Okay, it is just like Python, if you can say it. So it is very easy basically, and you don't have to write large lines of code like Java. You can do it in simply 1 or 2 lines as compared it to Java. Now let's talk about my journey with Android. So when did I start, and basically how did I came to know about Android? So I had a workshop, I think 2 to 3 years back. I was in first year, I guess, about Android. So it was a 2 day workshop, and we had some industry person coming over on our college. So at that time, it was pre-COVID, so it was offline. So we had to go, like it was, I think, Saturday, Sunday, and I learned about the front end part. So the front end part is basically what you see on the mobile screen. Okay, what is visible to you. So I learned about that, like how to create views, how to create a button, how to put a text in your app and everything. So that was fascinating. And then I also learned about the backend part, so which I liked. Um, we could say more than the front end part. So the backend part, I learned about how to connect the front end, okay, and how to connect it to your main Android app framework and all of that stuff. And I also, at end of the day, I also learned about location services. So like how you can take the latitude and longitude of where you are actually by like pressing your location services and printing the latitude and longitude of where the person is right now. So I learned that, and yeah, that was pretty much it. But the thing is that when I learned about it, so it was a hands-on workshop. So it was like the instructor was telling us about, like, this is the first step, this is the second step, this is how you have to do. But the questions which we asked, like why we have to do that, why I have to do this, like what is the use of this line of code which we are using, that was not there. So like after I finished that first app, so my second app, I it took me almost like 1 or 2 months to come up with, because I was confused and I was not basically knowing like from where should I start, because I had just simply made an app, like like following someone and not as like learn the basics which I should have learned first. So yeah, that was my experience, like how I started with Android, and then I went on to Kotlin. During COVID, it was the 30 days Kotlin challenge by Google, I guess. So I gave that, and I created an app for that, and also got certificates and everything. So yeah, that is how I learned Kotlin, and then I started building scalable apps, and then I went to Dout Connect and all of that. So the moral of the story is that if you want to create or start with Android, the you have to look at the basics first. Okay, you have to start from the ground up. Okay, you cannot directly uh, make good apps or like very big apps. So I think the study jams, which you have an opportunity to embrace it. Okay, so take that opportunity, because study jams, I have personally been into one last year. So I know that the whole coursework is designed very keeping in mind like how a person can grow in Android. So it is very easy, and it is very uh, like it clears your basics. Okay, so the next time after this course, when you want to make something, like you have an idea of creating an app for something, then you won't be stalled, or you won't have to like stop and think like, what should I do, what I have to code, because you might be knowing the whole basics because of the we can say goodness of study jams and the code labs which they give you. So it would be pretty easy for you to start growing and yeah, to learn basically. So I like during my course time, I have like built various apps and full stack apps, small apps, messaging apps, everything. So I've collected some of the useful guides and code labs for Android development. So what you guys can do is I will be sharing this PPT with the core team, and they will be passing on to you. So these are some of the resources for learning Kotlin. So this is the full official references materials for learning Kotlin. And the next thing is the Kotlin language documentation. So this is a whole PDF for the whole documentation. So whenever you miss out any function, or you have wanted to like search about any function you forgot, so you can directly download this PDF and you can search it for that. Then we have Kotlin cons. So these are some snippets of code which you can practice with, so you don't forget Kotlin. Then we have something known as coding conventions. So this is basically the coding style which is preferred by developers across the globe. So you can have a look at that as well. Then the best part which I like is the learn Kotlin by example. So when you learn something by example, it is pretty easy to catch and like remember it. So yeah, these are small examples, like how to find maximum number inside a list, or how to find search an element inside a list, all of those examples. So you can check this out and start learning Kotlin. And yeah, if you if you want to, and you should start with Android, then you should basically be pretty, I would say, good with the first resource, which is the official Android developer website. So this is like the holy grail, I would say. So if you can proofread it, okay, or if you are stuck on any error, or if you are not able to find out like what function, like this function needs what parameters or anything, so then this could help you. So this is the best, I would say, resource which you can have, and like it has solved 95% of my problems, mistakes, everything. Like I've found answers on this. It's just that it takes time, okay, to get used to it and to get used to the language they use and everything. So just keep practicing, okay. It comes with experience. The next thing is Android developers blog. So they regularly put all the features and everything on the blog, so you can check them out. They have also a Medium blog. Then they have the Android developers YouTube channel. So over here they have a very good list of playlists. Okay, so they teach every single thing. Okay, like right from the basics also. So like they have like for every single components they have different videos of people who are at Google right now. So they make videos like basically the people who are behind Android, who are releasing new features of Android. So they make videos about the new features, the new structure and everything. So this is a must channel to subscribe to if you want to become an Android dev. Then also this is a must. Like on Twitter, go on and follow this handle Android Dev, because they are constantly having um, let's say code labs. Then they also give out certification courses and everything for free as well. So remember I told about the 30 days Kotlin challenge. So I got to hear about it from the Android Dev uh, Twitter handle. So yeah, those kind of things will might come handy. So you can just go and follow them. And also, if you are not able to catch up with them, then you can always subscribe to their newsletter, Android Developer newsletter, which will have the whole rundown of weekly updates. And then yeah, the best part, like if you are not able to solve it using the official developer website, your errors, then I'm pretty sure that Stack Overflow will nail it down. So yeah, Stack Overflow is something like which helps you grow as a developer. So yeah, it is a must resource to know if you want to like grow. Oops. Yeah. And this is the offline documentation through the SDK manager. So this is the software development kit which you get for the Android. So this is the documentation for that. So you can also check this out. And yeah, so these are my social media handles, which you guys can go and follow me. You can also have a look at my Android projects on my GitHub. And yeah, if you have any doubts regarding Android web, or I'm also currently into blockchain, and then also like cloud computing and AI and anything cloud development as well. So you can reach out to me, and yeah, we can talk. And yeah, so I would like to say that you guys have a good opportunity like having the study jams, because at back at my time I did not had something like this, like the uh, opportunity to learn. And I think this will help you to learn Android faster and also grow. So don't miss this opportunity, I would say. Keep on, like, I think it is of the 3 days or 4 days. Sahil will let you know about that. So you can keep on doing it. Okay, catch up regularly and do all the code labs they give you and everything. And basically practice and create good projects. End of the day, then you can, after, when you feel that you have good projects in your hand, you have put it on GitHub and everything, then you can start applying for internships. You can use Twitter as well as LinkedIn, and there are various opportunities on Twitter also. We don't feel it, but there are. So there are some hashtags which you can find out, like hiring and other stuff. Like you can put Android dev intern and everything. So I'm sure you will find good opportunities over there as well. And yeah, basically keep learning and keep hustling, and eventually you will get there. And basically everyone gets there. It's just the hard work you have to put in. And yeah, just don't miss this opportunity to learn Android, I would say. So thank you guys. That's it from my side. Okay. Yeah, Sahil, if you want to take over.
Yeah. Kishan, there is a question for you in the chat box. Can you see?
Yeah, I had a look at it.
Yeah. Can you just share your points on it?
Yeah, sure. So Vishrut is asking, what is necessary to learn Kotlin than Flutter, where we can directly ship same code in iOS as well as Android? Okay, that is a good one. So the thing is, you are correct. Like Flutter, we can use Flutter to shape apps to Android and iOS. But the thing is that if you are not knowing that Kotlin is also one of those languages which is multidisciplinary. So it can be used in iOS as well. So basically, Swift and Kotlin can be used for kind of, basically they are very similar. Okay, and end of the day, if you want to make native apps, the thing about Flutter is that it gets update about Android very easily, but for iOS development it is an hassle. And I think Kotlin gives you more power. Okay, because whenever new for example we have Android 11 or Android 12 coming up, then it would be very easy for programmers to code it in Kotlin, I would say. Okay, and all the libraries which are there available, let it be third party libraries, anything. Like for example, we are using a third party library for authentication, let's say. Okay, so that library might not be available for Flutter, because Flutter, that library might be available for Flutter in Android, but not in iOS. Okay, so that is the one thing, and it is a misconception people think. But Kotlin, like developers do build it in Kotlin first, an Android app in Kotlin, and then they sync it in iOS as well, because you can do it using Kotlin as well. It's just that you have to uh, look out for different libraries which you have used in Android. Okay, so yeah, if you can, like the libraries which you have used in Android, you have to find similar ones for the iOS platform, and then yeah, you can simply roll it down. So both would do the same thing. Flutter would do it easily, but if you want to make scalable apps, the native part would be uh, good actually. Yeah, thanks, Vishnu.
Sahil, you on mute.
Yeah. Thank you, Kishan, for the amazing session on Android and Kotlin. I'm sure all of you guys are now excited to know more about Android Study Champs. So let me first introduce myself. I'm Sahil Shirodkar, final year IT student from PCC, and I have around 1.5 years of experience working in Android and Kotlin. Uh, Along with me, we have Amit Mungare as your Android mentor for the Android Study Jams program. And I'm going to be your Android Study Jams facilitator. And we both will be guiding you throughout the Android Study Jams. Yeah, Amit, you can introduce yourself.
Hey, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. My name is Amit Mungare. I'm currently pursuing my BE Engineering at Padre Gospel College of Engineering. So, I'm into Android development for past 1.5 years and have built multiple projects. So, I and Sahil will be mentoring to you guys in Android Study Jam. So, looking ahead to see you guys in Android Study Jam and build very cool and awesome Android projects.
Yeah. So let me start with the overview. I'll share my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Amit?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let me start from the beginning. So so let me introduce you Android Study Jams 2021-2022. So what are Android Study Jams? So Android Study Jams are community organized study groups for people to do hands-on learning for Android development. So basically, it's a series of sessions organized by the GDSC campus so that the students can learn Android development faster and easier, where the facilitators will be guiding you, which is me and Amit will be guiding you throughout your sessions. And you will be developing beautiful and functional apps starting from basics, roller dice to calculator, and using all different concepts. Yeah, so let's move forward. So this time we have 3 sessions in total to help you guys covering all the syllabus of Android Study Jams. The first session will be on 11th December, Saturday at 6 p.m. Second session will be on 18th December, 6 p.m. again Saturday. And the last session will be on 26th December, Sunday, 6 p.m. Every weekend starting from this 11th December. Yeah. So Android basics. So this year for Android Study Jams, Google has given Android basics in Kotlin course track for you guys. So you will be completing all the pathways in that. So where you'll be learning the basics of building Android apps with Kotlin programming language and develop a collection of simple apps to start your journey as an Android developer. So what are the prerequisites for you guys to start? First of all, you guys must have basic programming fundamentals knowledge, all basics OOP concepts, and basic computer literacy and basics math skills. Yeah, that's it. And you are ready to start. So let me go to the syllabus this year. Just yeah. So you guys will be doing Android basics in Kotlin. So there are 6 units in total this year. You guys have to complete all the units on all the batches, and then you guys are ready. So let me just show you how you can do. So there are different pathways. You guys have to just go to the pathway, follow all the instructions. Yeah. Take Code Lab, follow all the instructions, implement the instructions on the Android Studio, and in the end, you guys have to take the quiz. And once you have passed the quiz, you will earn the badge for that session. Also, you have video sessions, video lectures by Google itself to make your learning process little easy. Yeah. So in total, you guys have 16 pathways, which you guys have to complete. The deadline to complete the tracks is 10th January. All the 6 units. Yeah, that's it. So this course, this all Android Study Jams is basically for you guys so that you can prepare for the Associate Android Developer Certification exam from Google, which is, yeah, you can give the exam with Kotlin or in Java in both language. I prefer Kotlin any day. Yeah. So let's get back to this. So what are the opportunities for you guys from Android Study Jams? So first of all, you guys will be building many projects, many apps, small apps, including apps like Room Database, Core Routines, and Work Manager and different. You will be solving real world problems by developing a collection of simple apps. Then you will be getting a guidance from the facilitator, that is me and Amit, throughout your Android Study Jams. Along with that, those students who will successfully complete the Android Study Jams campaign will get an opportunity to give the certification, the Associate Android Developer Certification, for free. The fees will be sponsored by Google for you guys if you complete the campaign successfully. Yeah. So what all are the expectations from you guys? So first of all, you guys have to create a developer profile. Let me just show you how to do that. I'll just create a new profile from my different email ID. Yeah, you can just click create a profile. You can give your data here, but it's optional. Yeah, and you can just select what all in which field you guys are interested. It can be cloud, it can be mobile development, internet of things, web. That's it. So your profile is ready now after this. Yeah, so all the batches which you will earn will be shown here, and the most important thing is to make your profile public. So just go in the settings and make your profile public so that we can track your performance. Yeah, that's it. Now you guys are ready to start and to earn the badge. Yeah, so that's it. Once you have made a developer profile, a public developer profile, then you can go and download Android Studio. I will be sharing the installation link and a video with you guys after this session in the DAC WhatsApp group. And after that, you can start solving Codelabs from Android Basics in Kotlin Track. Then you guys have to attend all the sessions organized by the facilitators, and you guys have to make an app by the end of the campaign, that is by 5th January. So you guys, it's all on you guys. You can make a group, maximum of 4 participants, or you can do it individually. So the best app from our campus will be submitted to GDSC India, representing GDSC PCC. So I'll share the all app guidelines with you. Yeah. So the next is the syllabus. What all you will learn in this Android Study Jams. The first thing, you will learn the basics Kotlin fundamentals. Then you will create a basic app. Then you will create a dice roller app. Then you will learn to take the input from the user, how to display a list, scrollable list using navigation components. We will use Jetpack library for that. Then the architecture components, coroutines, the SQL, a Room database, a Room library, and work manager. That's it. Yeah. So what all are the system requirements for you guys? First of all, processor i3, i5 or higher is recommended strongly. Then RAM 8 GB minimum, or 16 GB is recommended. Operating system, Windows, Mac, Linux, any will work. And a good internet speed just to learn. And the softwares which needs to be installed is JDK, Java Development Kit, Android Studio, and Chrome. Yeah. So as I told you, you guys, as a part of Android Study Jam campaign, you guys have to submit one app. Okay. So it's all on you guys. You can do it individually, or you guys can make a group, maximum of 4 participants. Sorry, it's 4 participants. And you guys have to submit that before 5th January 2022. And you, along with that, you have to submit a 1-page intro. I'll just share a detailed document with you. Yeah. So along with that, you guys have to submit a 1-page intro stating your problem statement, your solution with app screenshots, your functionalities, and your concepts which you have used, and what is the future scope of your app and everything. Yeah. So it's all on you guys. What app you have to make. You have to use 3 concepts from the Android Study Jams track. So these are some ideas which you can follow. First is college or university app. You can make an app for example, GDSC PCC, where you can just list different events and send a notification, or just where students can come and register, or you can make a attendance recording app or timetable tracking app. Then you can make a community app where free food center app, free e-learning resources app, resources where you will get different free resources. For example, you can make an app where there are different fields: web development, Android, ML, and for when you will click each section, you will get different free resources in that field. Then you can make for any private solution, like or any business or any small thing. It's all on you guys. Just make sure you are solving a real world problem by that app. Yeah. So these are the few things your app should consist. First is you have to use Kotlin as a primary language, and you have to implement at least 3 concepts in the Kotlin from the Android track. Then you have to use Android Studio as a default to build an Android app. It should have a simple interactive design, simple UI. Then you have to compulsory make use of Android Jetpack libraries, Live Data, View Model, Room Database. We all will learn all these concepts throughout our Android study jams. Yeah. Then it's all on you whether you have to connect your app to internet, use an API service. Yeah, that's it. And the most important part is you guys have to build this app in this period, that is starting from today till 10th Jan. Yeah. And I'll just share a basic document how you guys have to submit your app on 5th. So a README file of the problem statement, the solution which you guys have proposed, screenshots of that, your app, the functionalities, the different functionalities you guys are implementing, the different concepts you guys are using, layouts, recycle view, room database, and the scope, what all future scope you have, and you can share the APK link via Google Drive. Yeah. So that's all for the app submission guidelines.
Guys, please do make full use of this opportunity, because we are going to have a solution date challenge where we are going to evaluate all of your apps offline, and the college's faculties will also be joining us and taking note of your active attendance and your active participation during the Android study jams. So please register for this and make most of this opportunity.
Yes. Also keep in mind that you are learning, you're solving the code labs, not just to earn the batches. You should do it to learn the concepts so that you can use that concepts in your app. Otherwise, it's of no use. Again, the rewards you guys will be getting after successfully completion of Android study jams is Google will sponsor your fees for associate Android developer certification with Kotlin. Once you have successfully completed the Android study jams, that is, you have completed all the parts of Android track, and you have successfully submitted a working app to us. And along with that, you will get a certificate of completion for only those participants who have completed the track and submitted an app. Yes. So here are some links which you guys can follow throughout the process of. Along with that, me and Amit will daily share some documentations or some videos in the DSC WhatsApp group and the Discord server. If you have any doubts, you can just put it on the Android Study Jams Discord. We will try to solve it within 24 hours. Yeah. So first of all, after this session, you guys can go to Android Studio. You can go to Android documentation and download Android Studio. After that, you can just try to learn basics. If you guys know Kotlin, well and good, or you can try to learn the basics of Kotlin fundamentals, then all the basics OOPS concepts in Kotlin. We all will cover, me and Amit will cover all the concepts in the first session, that is on 11th. But it's better if you guys can start from now so that you can plan for your app accordingly. Yeah, after that, you can refer to Kotlin documentation. Then if you want to practice Kotlin, you can just practice it on the Kotlin playground, which is given by officially Kotlin, like which is Google. Yeah. Along with that, we have the Android development documentation. If you have any doubts, you can just refer the official documentation, or you can just put that doubt on Stack Overflow. Uh, like most of the case, the doubt which you have already been there, so you can just go and check the different solutions for that, or you can just directly ping me or Amit. Yeah. So that's all from my side for today. Hope to see a good number of participations and a good different variety of apps submitted by the end of this campaign. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so guys, I will be sharing the form for registering to the ASJ on the community and Discord server. And I'm also sharing the links to joining the WhatsApp group and the Discord group if you aren't already there. I would also request you guys to follow the GDAC chapter page through the official GDAC website, because we post our events on that page, and that way connecting and joining the events will be easier for you all. All the links will be there in the chat box shortly. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys can leave now.
Just a minute, like those who want to join the GDAC group, like just check your checkbox.
Also please fill the form and go. This form will also be available on the community pages, the community WhatsApp group. But those who are interested, please fill it and. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone, and making this event a success. We will be having a lot more events like these, so please do keep tuned in with us and let us know how you feel about our events through the feedback form on the WhatsApp group. We really appreciate your feedback, and we actually take out time to look through it and work on them in our next events. So do let us know.